Welcome to Progressive Mindset Podcast. My name is Natalie Potts, business coach and mentor, and each week I'll bring you an inspiring personal message to help you unlock creating and living a life full of energy, action, impact and happiness. And today I'm going to be welcoming on Chrissy. Chrissy is going through her coaching journey, and she's going to share with us all around some of the challenges, the obstacles, but also how she got into coaching and finding her purpose. So as I always do, I'm going to hand over to Chrissy. Chrissy, thank you so much for joining me today. Absolutely, it's great to have you on. Share a little bit about yourself, how you got into coaching and your niche.
Okay, so coaching for me was a little bit of a detour for me. First, I was working for 20 years as a nursery teacher. And in 2019, I was like, I need to do something else. I knew I wasn't happy. I wasn't really paid well. And I just knew there was something out there that I really loved doing, but I just didn't know what it was. So I went on this journey of finding out who I am, what I wanted to do. And I did a lot of reading, a lot of listening to podcasts. But then, my husband actually pointed out to me, why don't you go to this free event of the Coaching Academy in London? And that's really how I found out about coaching and about the different things you can do with coaching. So I was really quite interested, but it wasn't really on that weekend that I decided I really wanted to do coaching. It was just more get an idea of, that could be something I want to do, but I just wanted to find out more. I then had a little bit more time to think, but then COVID hit as well. And I was like, you know what, this could be really where I could help other people. And for me, whatever job I did in the past, it was always about helping people. So I signed up then in September 2020 for the Coaching Academy. And I can't really, say how much I'm enjoying the journey. I'm still studying. I'm still learning so much. But through the coaching and also through some therapy, I looked back on what was always holding me back. And I think with coaching, as you might know, it's all about your limited beliefs, about your values, your strengths. And just discovering what has holding me back holding me back for years was just like a lot of the things that I was telling myself. So I then went back and looked at what happened in the past. So I was physically and emotionally abused as a child. It was hard. It was really hard to get out of it and just say enough is enough. It took me a long time to realize what was going on because I thought that was normal. But because of the therapy and the coaching, I realized this could be my niche. This could be really something that I could help others. So whatever their pain is that they went through when they were young or when they're in their teenage years, I really could see that I could help people because that's what I went through, and that's how I got to today. I feel really blessed that I went on this journey, and now I hope I can help lots of other women to do the same.
Look, first of all, thank you for sharing that with me. I think that's really inspirational, and it takes strength, it takes journey, and it takes your understanding of where you come from, where you are now, to be able to share that. And I know that from my own experiences with things, in terms of being able to not understand from your perspective, but understand how important it is to actually say, like you said, enough is enough, and not allow those limiting beliefs to hold us back from moving forward and working through those. And a lot of that, I guess in my experience, like yourself, therapy has really, really helped with that. Just because sometimes it's somebody that's not in our surroundings and not judgmental of us. Not to say that people in our world are judgmental. However, it's sometimes so powerful and interesting how you can develop a rapport with someone quite quickly when they're the right person, and be able to share sometimes the most inner feelings, emotions, thoughts that you have. I definitely remember that. I even remember having my first proper personal trainer years ago, and I used to watch him with other clients and think, blimey, like he just looks like he's just absorbing all of this information. They're not actually doing a lot of exercise. And we were laughing about it next time. And because sometimes I'll go and just then download on him and I'll be like, wow, actually, I'm telling you stuff I don't tell anybody, but it's because there is no judgment. They're just listening. And yeah, it's really, really interesting. Conscious I did have to do the exercise as well. But yeah, look, I really value the fact that you can share that, and it's great to see that you've actually taken the step. When you look back, and as you mentioned, it took you a while to think about the decision of, yes, the academy's right for me. Do you reflect and think you procrastinated a little bit? Could you have made the decision quicker? What would have you, if you were to go back to that time, what could have changed that time space for you now, looking back?
So I'm normally a person that makes decisions quite quickly, and that's not always a good thing. So I think with that one, I really thought about it, because I was like, I don't want to rush into it, because if I'm going to do something this time, it needs to be right, because whatever I'm going to do, it's going to be different to what I've done the past 20 years. So it needs to be right. And it needs to be in line with my values and with my beliefs, because I realized that, all the jobs that I've done before also, they didn't really align with my values and beliefs. So I was never really 100% happy in the job, and I didn't really understand why. So, and what was holding me back was, first of all, I wasn't earning a lot of money then. So to then make the investment in myself, that was a big step. It wasn't just a few £100, it was quite a lot of money. And in order to really say, yes, I'm going to do that, there was just like a lot of resistance, because, I'm going to spend time on myself, and this is just going to be me studying, and it's not just going to be me being a mum or being a wife. It's going to be actually doing something for myself, and feeling happy with my decision as well.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I love that term, do it for yourself. And how disciplined are you in that? Is that easier than you thought it'd be? Do you find it quite challenging in getting a time for yourself when you've got all those, they say, all the hats, don't they? Mum, business,
yes,
cook, cleaner, whatever you've got to be doing.
No, I have to say, I mean, I'm lucky that I don't really have to work at the moment. So my husband has kind of agreed that I can take this year and just focus on the studies and focus on the coaching. So I can really do this, and I don't have to worry about juggling a job as well, which is great. But there's so many other things as well that you're doing. So what I do, or what has helped me the most, is to plan it. So I plan almost everything. So if you could see it now, I would show you my wall that's next to me. It's like a 12-week planner, and it's like my goal is at the end, and I work backwards. So I start with what I want to achieve. So for me, it was to achieve my diploma by September, October this year. And I basically work backwards. So what do I need to do every month, every week, every day, in order to achieve that? And that really helps me and keeps me focused as well.
I love that. Absolutely. You're absolutely spot on. And I sometimes I mentor, I've even coached coaches coming through the academy, and just saying about, get a plan. And I remember procrastinating about doing a corporate diploma, not because I didn't enjoy it, I loved it, but it just felt, if I'm going to do that, I really don't want to focus on it. That's 2 hours work. I'll do it tomorrow. And then I actually thought, this is ridiculous, I need to just stop now. And I did exactly that. I fixed a date in my mind, and I reverse engineered back, and I was practical. I thought, right, well, what are those big dates of things that are going to be what's going to be an obstacle? And one of the obstacles is that you have to have a time frame of a certain amount of time period between the assessments, etc., or the days when they're set and they're not going to appear for another 3 months. So you have to be practical in what would, there's no point saying 2 months, but actually you couldn't ever do it in 2 months because you've got those days. So I think you have to be very open to that and realistic. And then I think, just work out, like you say, reverse engineer, well, what does that look like in terms of my time commitment, what I want to give every week, or even actually maybe starting the day, each day I want to do an hour. Okay,
That's right.
I want to do that. And it's exactly the same with everything I do now. I'm studying in a different area, something I'm working on, and I've just had to do the same thing. It's the same approach, and it works, and it's sticking to that. But it's remaining disciplined, and I think understanding before you go into something, because you've alluded to what could present itself as a challenge or something that's going to hold you back. Because often when we then start on, coaching a lot of people, it's always around those types of things. It's not actually the end goal and things. They know what they want to achieve and success looks like.
Yes.
They are visionary. They dream big. They're entrepreneurs. They want more in their life, but they struggle with the practical steps of when and how to do things. So
that's right.
You can see that in how you need to approach your diploma is going to phenomenally help you move forward easier anyway.
Yeah, correct. And also I think sometimes because something is too hard, we procrastinate. Excuse me. It's like it's easier obviously to do something else than focusing on that bit that's hard. So and then we do something else.
So here's a question then. So something I get asked quite a lot is around niche, and how do you find your niche? And people get stressed about it and overcoming the emotions of what's right, what's not right. How you mentioned about working with women, how are you starting to think about your niche and who you want to help?
Okay, so talking to you was really helpful. Sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat.
No, it's fine.
So definitely speaking to a mentor is really, really helpful. But also, my big thing was like my why. Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? And what do I want to achieve? So for me, it was, first of all, I wanted to be a role model to my children.
Okay.
I wanted to be, someone they look up to, and they see me working every day and putting in the work and then helping others. So that was my first why. But also my big why was that I didn't really have any help when I was growing up. I didn't have any help when I was starting my business. I was always doing things on my own. So I was like, I need to help other women that are exactly in the same position because I understand where they're coming from. And, I just want them to feel like, you know what, I can do this. Because if you don't have anybody telling you can do this, then you only got yourself. So for me, it was definitely my niche was women because I understand them. I coach them as well. I know what they're struggling with. So that for me was my second why. And my third why was obviously my struggles in the past, so with the abuse, was obviously very, very tricky and was hard. But I think what I've learned is my mess becomes my message. So, and what better way of using what I've gone through to help others? So, a lot of people, I think, they struggle sometimes to talk about what has happened to them or what they had to go through in order to move forward. But actually, for me, talking about it and going through all the emotions and what has happened actually has helped me going from this little caterpillar to this butterfly. So this was my big why. Something horrible can actually turn into something beautiful. So if there's anybody out there that feels exactly the same, that they have so much pain from the past, I would definitely say to them that there is a way and you can do it. Whatever there is, the past doesn't equal your future. You can do it if you believe in yourself. And I'm here to believe in them because I know how it is and how it feels.
It's really interesting you mentioned that. There was a little bit of work I did around self-confidence recently, when I've been mentoring a group of females, in, like, we call it the mentoring circle, and it was all stemmed, the first session was all about self-belief for these ladies in wanting to progress within a corporate space, and the challenges that they were facing, whether it was being in a male-dominated environment or not being good enough. And I guess previous work to that, I'd known that a lot of confidence is attached to knowledge as well. But then I've been listening, exploring my own like research, podcasts, etc., around confidence. And one of the shares in it last week was around that somebody's got to see something in you, and that helps. Someone saying exactly like you just said there, that no one believed in you, or you felt there was no one on your journey, and you want to be that. And actually, when you see it in that perspective, that self-confidence is sometimes it's about someone else saying, do you know, I believe in you. I did a whole post on it on Sunday, actually, because it was somebody I'd worked with years ago, and I remember she had no confidence, and all of a sudden, like, she came to work with me, and I was like, there was trust and rapport, and I did believe in her. I said, look, just go with it, I trust you. I was like, just give it a go. Things go wrong, things won't. Just try your best. Let's talk it through each step of the way. Like, give it a go. I believe that you can do this. And her seeing that belief in herself from me just opened up this complete different person. And like, we laugh about it now, looking at what she's doing and achieving, and I'm like, hang on a sec, do you remember like Meg 3 years ago? She's like, oh, no. I was like, you didn't even pick up the phone. And she was like, I know. But it's amazing. And then I started to think back about, well, who was that person I had? And I have had people in my career for sure that I can note and say, do you know, they were like, right, you're going on this program. And I was like, no, I'm not ready. And they're like, no, you're doing it, you ready? And I was like, oh, if that person hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have taken that step. So yeah, I think there's something really powerful in thinking about who is singing for you as well, who is what they call, mentoring and etc., but who is talking about you in a great way behind closed doors. Who's sponsoring you is a term I think we use as well. So yeah, I think that and confidence, especially in females, absolutely, I love that idea like you've got there coming through. And what I love is that you just show kind of real rational approach to the way you're doing things, and that's really refreshing. Because a lot of people don't. They talk about, well, this isn't going well and this is the problem, where you're a bit like, no, I've got this and this sorted.
Well, that's my German heritage, I think. For all those years I was like, well, I'm just this little shy little person, but now it's like, no, here I am and I can do it, and if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Yeah, it's great to hear. So look, I kind of do some quick fire questions to round up and everything as well, so I can share these with you and see where you sit with these. So how do you measure success, Chrissy?
Okay, so success, I think I measure daily. Like I do at the end of the day, I'll write down what I loved, what I learned, and what I want to improve. And I measure my success daily, what has gone well and what hasn't gone well.
Amazing. What would you tell your younger self?
Oh, God, so much. In one sentence, believe in yourself and go out there and show the world that you can do it.
Great. And what can people do to live a happier life?
I think, there's a lot of things about happiness. What is happiness, and how do you feel happy every day? Life is not about feeling happy constantly or happy every day. I think for me, it's just being happy with the little things in life. So I love my gratitude journal, and I love seeing the little things in life, what's really important. Because when you look at the big things, yes, holidays and doing things with the family is fun, but on your like every day, it's so important just to see the little things as well.
Yeah, 100%. And with that, what can people do to live a more purposeful life?
So I think purpose for me is all about, what are your strengths? Focus on your strength, not necessarily on your weaknesses, but to find purpose is what can you give others, that is just comes naturally to you. You know, what can you talk about for hours and hours? What comes natural to you? And then you know, for me, it was like helping others. That was my purpose. But go back to maybe when you were younger, you know, what lights you up? What can you do to help others or to make someone else's life better, basically?
Yeah, for sure. And I think many coaches will say that giving is the biggest part, and offering a life of service and being that way is what they do, and that's their why and their purpose in life, for sure. And I know obviously the famous quote, Tony Robbins, is, you know, secret to living is giving.
Yes, I love that one.
Absolutely key, isn't it? Right.
Yes.
And finally, what do you want to be known for?
Oh, what do I want to be known for? I would say Chrissy was a giver. She loved giving, and she loved impacting other people's lives. I think that I want to be known for.
I love that. Amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. It was great to have you on.
Thank you very much, Natalie.
People find you, Chrissy, if they want to connect.
So I'm on LinkedIn, on as Chrissy Humphrey, and on Instagram as well. I'm Chrissy Humphrey on there as well. So yeah, come and check it out. I'm just working on a website at the moment, so hopefully it won't be too long.
Thank you for listening to my podcast today. I really hope you've taken some value. If you would like to focus on achieving your purpose-driven goals, then reach out and share with me one thing that's going great for you right now and one thing that you're really struggling with. Let's see if or how I can help you to leverage your business to make more money, make an impact, and have more freedom. As always, go take action, make an impact, and have a great day.